Today, we're going to talk about 3 ways to consciously manipulate women before they subconsciously manipulate you. And for you guys that have an aversion to the word manipulation, one of the OG minds in the red pill space, a guy named Royce, said it really well. He said, all goal-directed communication is manipulative. Ask yourself, is advertising evil? The natural womanizer manipulates just as much as the beta spitting a routine in emulation of the natural. The difference is the natural does it instinctually. Besides, there's been studies on this. Women instinctively manipulate more than men do. It's hardwired into them as the weaker sex. They needed to learn how to manipulate people in order to get their needs met and in order to level the playing field. Modern men are just oblivious to it. So that's the appeal of red pill for men because it levels the playing field for men. Hi, if you're new to the channel, my name's Paul Bauer and I help men level up and get better with women. And the funny thing about doing that is it tends to make us better men in all areas of our lives. So the first one that we're going to do here is develop or mimic a sex-satisfied, not a sex-desired mental disposition. This is basically abundance over neediness. This is why spinning plates is so important. And most of you guys out there have an aversion to the idea of spinning plates. You guys immediately have this mindset of being monogamous before you're even monogamous. Every girl you talk to, you're immediately exclusive with in your own mind. And the idea of even talking to other women feels like cheating to you. So you guys develop a sniper mentality when you go and talk to women. But that sniper mentality is signaled in your body language, in your behavior, how you talk, in the tone of your voice. Women can sense when you have no other options, and it comes across to them as neediness because you're showing them that you need them in order to satisfy some kind of relationship need. Well, that neediness really repulses women. Deep down, women don't like to admit this, but deep down, women like men who other women like. We call this preselection. And so if you are seeing a lot of other women, women can also naturally sense this because you're not so needy. You have an abundance mindset. You have an abundance mentality. When she's not showing you time and attention, you're not chasing after her, trying to get her attention. You're like, whatever, I'm talking to Susan over here and I'm talking to Shaniqua over here, whoever you're talking to. So when a woman senses that you're not going to chase after her, trying to get her attention all the time, she naturally starts assuming he must have other options. And the truth is, if you do have other options, that's exactly how you would act naturally. So that behavior of not acting needy, that behavior of being abundant with women, or even acting like you're abundant with women when you're not yet abundant with women, that subcommunicates status. So some of the ways that you can do that: speak calmly. Don't over pursue. Always have a positive, upbeat attitude. This is where being cocky and funny comes into play because you're not really taking her too damn seriously. Because a guy who has plenty of options doesn't take women so seriously, right? Because there's always another woman. So you're not worried about messing up the opportunity with this one because who cares? You're talking to 3 other girls. Well, when you're not afraid to say anything because you're not afraid of losing her because you have options, you also are subcommunicating confidence. And so women actually pick this up. They're like, oh, I like this. This guy, he says whatever he wants. Other guys would be afraid to say something like that to me. This guy doesn't care. He must have options. So there's actually 2 ways of developing this. One is actually dating multiple women. This is what I tell guys when they're on dating apps. You connect with a girl, you start talking with her, but you don't just put all your eggs in that one basket. You got to keep sourcing other women. You got to keep swiping. You got to start developing new conversations. You don't have this girl yet, okay? You're just talking to her. Even if you have a date lined up, you still want to be sourcing new women. But most guys don't do that. They're like, oh, I got a live one, and they go all in on that one. Well, that really does come across eventually as neediness, and that pushes them away. If you're the kind of guy that only talks to one girl at a time and you can't keep women around more than 1 or 2 dates, I guarantee this is what you're doing wrong. But a lot of guys, they'll say, well, I can't even get one woman. How do I get multiple women? Well, the key is acting as if. You've got to act like a guy who has other women. what would they be like? They'd be busy all the time. If you had multiple women, would you be trying to schedule multiple dates per week with one woman? Probably not, because you need to balance your time with other women. So if you are just starting out, you don't want to be setting up more than one date per week with any one girl. You also wouldn't be texting all the time. A guy who has literally nothing going on spends all day texting with women because it's validation-seeking behavior. He's really trying to keep this conversation going all the time because he has no other options. So he's signaling to her, I don't have any other options. Please keep talking with me. Please keep chatting with me. So you want to cut that out. You want to keep texting and phone calls to logistics only. Otherwise, don't be chatting all the time. You're a busy guy. You've got other girls to satisfy. You got other things going on in your life. Act as if. The next way that we're going to manipulate women before they can subconsciously manipulate us is to treat her as if she was born to serve you. Now, this is a frame thing. This is a mental frame thing. You want to lead with a little bit of self-importance. This is where you sort of adopt controlled narcissism. That's the unwavering belief that you're the prize. You often hear in this space, men are the prize. And a lot of guys tell themselves, yeah, I'm the prize, I'm the real prize. But they don't really believe deep down that they are the prize in a relationship. They're still acting needy. They're still sniper dating. They're still putting women on pedestals. They are not the prize when they're acting that way. But the funny thing is about women is they subconsciously mirror men. And they mirror men's self-perception. So your self-belief, if you believe it strong enough, she will believe it too. This is her entering your frame. And speaking of frame, you want to set that frame of dominance. You want to be the guy that's above her in some way. This is using hypergamy to your advantage. You want to treat all of her interactions like she naturally wants to follow your lead. You want to almost assume that she just wants to follow your lead. This is where tease, touch, and tell come into play, or the 3 T's. These are really powerful tools that help you develop heat, healthy emotional anticipation and tension. Telling her what to do, playfully teasing her, and touching her, breaking that touch barrier. All those signal higher value. It's about projecting confidence and direction. Women subconsciously interpret that as strength and safety. You often hear that women are security-seeking creatures and they want to feel safe and secure in a relationship. A part of that is by setting the tone that you're in charge and you got everything handled. And if you can make her feel that way, if you can make her believe that, she will naturally follow into your frame and start following what you want to do, start following your commands. She'll start doing what you tell her to do. A good way to reinforce this reality for yourself, because it will only come across natural if you truly believe it, is by using mental affirmations. Say over and over to yourself that you're the prize, that you're the man, that women love you. One of the things that I used to say to myself on repeat when I was out on the dating circuit was I was the most attractive man in Colorado. Now, some of you guys watching this video will be like, that's bullshit. You're clearly not the most attractive man in Colorado. But I would tell myself this daily. And the thing is that when you tell yourself something over and over again, you begin to believe it. You start acting that way. Your body language conveys what you truly believe, and other people start believing it too. But by doing that, you also are rewiring your beta conditioning. You're going to stop supplicating to women. You're going to stop putting them on pedestals. You're going to start making them qualify themselves to you. The stronger your internal frame, the more she will align with it. The next thing is ignore everything and anything she says that you would prefer she not say. You got to understand that attention is the coin of the realm in girl world. So this is how we reward her behavior. If she's acting right, we give her time and attention. If she's not acting right, we remove our time and attention. This is operant conditioning. You're teaching her to treat you well, and when she's not treating you well, you remove that time and attention. You punish her. That teaches her, hey, I want more of the good stuff. Let me treat him well. You also want to get rid of all emotional reactions. I had a guy in Wolfpack over the weekend have a problem with his wife, and he's always pissed off at her. This is probably one of the hardest things this poor man is dealing with is his temper. One of the ways women manipulate men is by pushing our buttons. We call these shit tests. We call these comfort tests. There's various ways that women test men, and this is all a part of the ways women tend to manipulate men. A part of the way men fall victim to this is by reacting from emotion instead of responding logically. A guy who has abundance with women doesn't take women so seriously. So they are less likely to get up in their emotions when women aren't acting right. They're just like, hey, I don't have time for this. You have a good night. And they go off and talk to Susan or Karen or whoever else they're banging, right? So if you are not reacting from emotion from women, they naturally see you as higher value. They naturally see you as good with women. They naturally see you as probably having other options. And they're more likely to fall in line with your frame. When women realize that they can't manipulate you, it also makes them feel more safe and secure in the relationship because they're like, hey, if I can't get my way with this guy, that means that he's able to handle other life's challenges without getting rattled. Now, when she is acting right, it's very important that you reward that good behavior. When she's cooperative, playful, feminine, you want to reward her with engagement, warmth, fun times. When she tests or nags, you want to either be indifferent or you want to agree and amplify and turn it into playful teasing. By being able to handle her tests that way, you will never get into an argument with her, and it trains her to respect you more. There's lots of other ways that we can manipulate women, but these are the 3 easiest things to implement. I highly recommend you do it. But that's all I got, guys. Leave a comment below. Did this help you out? What are some other ways that you use to maintain frame and manipulate women that are sort of positive, that'll keep relationships going in a long-term healthy situation? Let me know in the comments. Otherwise, like, subscribe, hit those notifications. I do have new live stream episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. We will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time for the live stream. Smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so already.